Previously on Solodark, we found ourselves in a graveyard at night. This graveyard is called the Sanctum of the Slumbering. You received a note from the Dungeoneer Society inviting you to go into a new delve. Now, after you met Fast Hands Fogpot, the leader of the Dungeoneer Society, you were given some strict instructions that you were to go in, get the artifact, and come out. And then you would be welcomed into the ranks of the Dungeoneer Society. Well, we had some casualties along the way. Thror and Kaknok both died. One to an owlbear and one to a vine trap. We met our new companions Gur and Melorok, and our companion that's still living who is currently holding the torch, Spark. We made our way through the dungeon and found out of a sacrifice taking place. After a series of discussions and running into goblin vendors looking to trade, we perceived some information. If we sacrifice the life of the halfling, something may or may not happen. They decided ultimately to end the life of the halfling. Now, there was an explosion far off in the distance, more of a small rumble. We don't know exactly what happened, but we know that we have to find a torch, and we have to find it soon because the light is running out. Now, if you remember, we are inside an old sepulcher. We are in a church, possibly where people would have ceremonies before people were laid to rest. The tomb itself is long forgotten, crumbling walls left in disrepair, and now we have a halfling, its blood being sucked into this fountain. After the loud thud, Melorok looks around, and the nervousness is clear in his eyes as the torch that Spark is holding begins to flutter. We need to get the artifact and just get out of here. We need to press on as soon as we can. And he begins to move. He moves 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet down. Now, if you can see here, I have myself a little turn order because every 2 turns we're supposed to roll something dangerous happens in the background. Now Gur follows, Spark follows as well. But before Oob moves on, Oob is going to, if he can get a little something from this, so let's ask the Oracle, 50-50 odds, is there anything on the halfling's body? It's a 16. So that means yes, there is. And since it's an even number, we don't have any other but prompts. He goes through the body. And I'm going to find a loot chart here. Let's roll and see what we can find on this character here. All right, we're going to roll a d12. 12. We find 1 bag of caltrops. At a lower difficulty, we're going to roll with disadvantage, lowest. 16 and a 1. Oh boy. So we have to roll with... That's not great. So just to remind folks what a critical is, if you roll a natural 1 or 20, the outcome is the most extreme version possible. Okay, let's roll a prompt, see what happens. Maybe Oob, our character, dies. So first one is a 28. 28 is expand. 32. Expand enemy. Oob was unlucky. His greed got a little bit ahead of him, and he digs into the pack and finds that there was almost like a gunpowder trap. Let's just say it. So I'm going to use a goblin bomb because we're dealing with goblins here. It explodes 1d4 rounds, dealing 2d8 damage to everything near it. 2d8. Also, Oob. Oh, sorry. It's supposed to be 2d8. Okay, he has 3 health. You hear a small explosion go off in the background. Everyone turns around and I hear like a... And they look back and Oob's just covered in viscera as the explosion of the halfling has gone through, and he just kind of looks up and he goes,
I'm sorry. I just wanted to see what else we could get.
And he is not looking good. So he's going to move with the rest of the group. And that's round 1 down. Meloric, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, per round, you generally want to ask the Oracle only 3 questions to kind of move things around. So he's not going to ask anything here. Gur's going to go down 25 feet. Spark, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oob now hobbles 30 feet. Okay, now it's been 2 rounds, as you can see by the counter here. So it'll go up every time. We need to roll, because this is a risky dungeon, we need to roll something happened. So D100, an 18. As Meloric looks up, he sees an old stalagmite and a vent of steam just pushes down. Let's see if they can get out. So first of all, Meloric's going to go first. He's going to roll D20, add his +3, 10. Can Gur escape? 10. Okay. The DC for this is a 12. So far, Meloric and Gur have failed. These are level 0s. So we got to figure out what type of damage they're going to take as well. Spark's going to go next. Spark is one of our original characters that hasn't taken any damage yet. She has a -1. Oh, it's a nat 20 though. So Spark dodges out of the way. And Oob, our beloved character, Oob the Pole Master, he has a -1. Oh no. Let's see what the damage is. 2. Y'all, Oob the Pole Master's gone. So Meloric failed, Gur failed, and Oob failed. They all take 2 points of damage, which means Meloric only has 1 HP. He dies. Disappears. The chain that's wrapped around his hand just pops out, and they're gone. Gur has 4 HP. She is still living. 2 out of 4. And Oob dies. A moment of silence for Oob. With that, 2 pops. We see a half-orc pop in. You see like a kind of grouchy old half-orc male pop in by the name of Glaxnub. And you see a male halfling come in by the name of Sam Fig. Just you see this little like tubby halfling come in, just, oh, what's going on here? Let's just start up the initiative round again from the beginning. Okay, back to the rounds here. So let's look at what Glack has. Glack has no torch, and we need a torch. And Sam Fig has no torch. Great, fantastic. We need the torch. Let's see what happens next. So we have 2 more rounds before our torch goes out, and we're at everything at disadvantage here. Let's press on. So up first, Gur kind of pushes past the new people. Just, oh, sorry, just gonna get through here. 10, 15, 20, and through the light of what Spark has, she's going to just take a little step here. Does Gur hear anything? 2. No. Gur does not hear anything, but Gur's going to go the full 30 feet. Next up is Sam Fig. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Spark or Glack is going to go next, follow through, and then Spark here. So let's put the counter back down to 0 for anything random happening. We're running out of light now, and we're going to be very, very, very screwed very soon. Next up, Gur. She sees with Spark's light that there's a hallway going forward or a hallway going left. Oracle, does anybody hear anything from either passage? A 14. Yes. What do they hear? Let's roll on the prompt table to see what they hear. 54. Conceal. 33. Conceal integrity. You know what? Let's flip a coin. The Kraken is up and the 1 is down. Because the whole thing about playing a solo game is the randomness. 1. So they heard it coming from down. And what we had was conceal integrity. Maybe you hear like someone going, and you can hear another voice kind of lower going, it's very low mumbling. Grr motions,
There's someone down here.
so everyone is gonna roll a stealth check, I believe. It's gonna be fairly easy. The DC is gonna be fairly easy to beat. Grr is gonna go first. Grr rolls dexterity for stealth and gets and passes. Then Sam Fig will roll 3. I think he has a pretty good dexterity to begin with. 1 second. He passes. Black. Oh no. Natural 1. And Spark. We're not getting good rolls tonight, folks. Dexterity is a -1 for Spark, but don't worry, she gets it. So everyone kind of crouches down and Glack just, and you can hear like the sound of his 2 arrows and bow kind of clatter to the ground. Now, Oracle, whatever is concealing its integrity down the hall, do they hear this? No, but 18. Demand 72. Demand animal. So as the arrows fall to the ground, Glack is quickly like, oh, sorry. He's picking it up. You hear like the noise of I forgot. You can hear the padding of an animal starting to come up closer to the noise. What is the animal, you ask? We're gonna say it's a mastiff. So whatever was down there let go an animal towards us. We're also running out of torchlight. After this round, we will be in the dark unless we have a torch.